Hello everybody, we are back again with another quick video. This is a little trip we did to Monhegan. Two of my uncles and my aunts, we sailed up the main coast, back down. Monhegan is one of the famous islands, actually one of the islands some of the first settlers from Europe kind of took a pit stop here before they actually hit the mainland, so a lot of history here and a very cool, beautiful place. But you can just watch the footage and see how cool it is around here. It's going to be a pretty laid back video. Hopefully you enjoy it. So while you're watching, I feel like this would be a good time just to give a little hindsight on 2020, right? No pun intended. But yeah, 2020 was a crazy year, and now that we're almost a full month out of it, I thought it was cool to look back and just see, kind of look at 2020 as a whole. I don't know, personally for myself, obviously it was a crazy year with the quarantine starting during the winter, late winter, and kind of everyone thought it might have came and gone, but ended up staying pretty much the whole year and pretty much changing the whole year. And yeah, pretty much showing everyone a new way of life, or shifting everyone's way of life. I started the year actually in San Diego, and I was doing solar there. So I was living in my minivan and selling solar. I was doing pretty good. I mean, the solar industry is pretty hot in California, especially in Southern California right now. So that was going pretty well, and I actually moved into a place because I was able actually to start affording not living in my minivan. So I moved into a place for the first time with a few friends in San Diego, and that was very cool. Definitely a good experience to actually move in somewhere and for the first time, and have my own room for the first time. That wasn't actually the one back home in Colorado, but of course COVID hit, and it goes without saying that door-to-door sales isn't the most hot market when there's a pandemic going around. So I ended up going back home eventually to surprise my parents. I thought I'd only be there for a month and pretty much ride out the quarantine, but like I said earlier, and as we all know, it kind of continued to keep the pandemic didn't go anywhere. So ended up being home for a month, and then I love my family, but I pretty much decided I gotta get out, I gotta do something. So I got a job working at Glacier National Park, and in Glacier National Park, I started there June 1st, I think, if I'm correct. And Glacier National Park is in Montana. It's beautiful. It's like 1 million acres of the southern part of the Canadian Rockies, and it's amazing. Tons of wildlife, some of the most densely populated bear country in North America. So you saw a lot of moose, a lot of bears, and I lived there for about a month and met some amazing people. That was one of the best jobs I've had. I worked retail there, but the funny thing is we were pretty much setting up for the first month to get ready for all the tourists to come in, because the opening date was kind of postponed. So we were pretty much setting up the retail store, and I helped housekeeping a little bit, and now I can make a pretty good bed because I made a bunch of beds, and we were setting up all the places where people were gonna stay. So yeah, it was a long process of just setting up, but the bonus of that is no one was in the national park other than the people that work there. So I literally had the national park all to myself, with obviously the other workers, but we got to hike a good amount of the train. Not everything was open, but we pretty much had the whole national park to ourselves, and that was very, very cool. So obviously we had to that fell through as well after a month, because the land is actually owned by the native tribe there, the Blackfeet tribe, and they didn't feel comfortable opening due to the pandemic, which is understandable at the end of the day. So after a month, they pretty much told us to all file for unemployment and figure something else out. That was kind of a bummer, but everything happens for a reason. My uncle actually is up in the East Coast. He's in Rhode Island, and He's big into boats, has a shipyard or two, and I talked to him previously about my plans after Oregon Glacier National Park and what I was gonna do, and I thought about it a little bit, but I didn't think I was gonna end up in Maine or on the East Coast so suddenly. But yeah, after we all got laid off, I gave him a call and asked if I could help around the yard and help out with some boats. We got a big project up here in Maine, fixing up a big schooner. So it's a super cool gig, and I gave him a call, and pretty much I left Montana on the 2nd, and I got to Maine, I think it was the 12th. So I did 4th of July in Yellowstone National Park, actually, and then we sailed. I drove from Yellowstone to Colorado, and then straight through the Great Plains all the way to Maine. And I started work on July 13th, and I've been working there ever since, so about 6 months now, and time has just flown by. And I've been sailing. I sailed a bunch in the summer. Hopefully this coming up summer, there's going to be sailing a lot more, as you might know. My brother and I, we got a sailboat, so we'll have one of our own to kind of hop on and utilize as we need, and kind of learn and get our sea legs. So it's a crazy year how many things I really did this year. I think I really learned to go with the flow a lot, and learned a lot about myself and just how the world works. So everyone was talking about how bad of a year it was. I think a year really is what you make it, and I mean, I think I tried my best to go with the flow, and I hope 2021 is just as good, if not better than 2020. Have a